Hi everyone, today I would like to talk about simple habits that you can build into your life to make it much more productive. The chance is you might have already tried to build a new habit into your life and you might have failed miserably at doing so. And I get that, because building a new habit into your life is not the easiest thing in the world. The chance is it might have been challenging for you to do so because it has taken you so many years to build the wrong habit into your life. It is like you are trying to uproot a big tree. It is simply impossible. However, building the right habit into your life is the key to having a productive life. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you 7 tips how you're going to build simple habits so that you can have a much more productive life. Habit number 1 is making micro changes. Now you might have seen a friend or probably yourself, you might have this motivation to change something in your life. For example, you realize that you've eaten too much dessert and now you are overweight and you are out of shape and you would like to change your weight. And this happens especially towards the end of a year or at the beginning of a year when people are making New Year resolutions. However, a mistake that a lot of people commit is they make their goal too big and they try to adopt a habit that is too big. And as a result, they suffer from overwhelm. Take for example, if you want to lose weight and you make a commitment, let's say you want to do 2 hours of exercise every single day. Now that's going to be quite a stretch. And for the same reason, the gym is typically always full in January and February. But what happens in March and April? The gym starts to get emptier and emptier, because building a big habit too soon into your life is simply just not sustainable. Now a much better way, a smarter way to do so is to build micro changes into your life. Micro changes are little improvement or little things that you can incorporate into your life that doesn't require too big of a stretch for you to do so. Instead of dedicating 2 hours every single day to work out or to go to the gym, what you can do instead is a micro change such as 5 or 10 push-ups. Now when you do 5 or 10 push-ups, it is something that is easy for you to do. And as a result, your brain gets tricked into thinking that it is achievable. And because of that, the likelihood of you being consistent with it over time is so much higher. And the key here is being consistent over a long time until it becomes a habit. After you have made it a habit, 5 to 10 push-ups can be increased into 20 and then 30 as you build the mental and the physical stamina to do so. Another example would be if you want to eat healthier. Instead of saying, I'm going to change my habit totally, right? I'm going to throw away all the desserts that I used to love. I'm going to ban chocolate off my list. Now that is another example of too much too soon. And you might probably be successful with it for weeks or even months, but I doubt if it's going to be sustainable in the long run. So a smarter way to do that would be to start with an apple a day. And as you have built up the micro changes or the mini habit of eating 1 apple every single day, then you can add on onto that. So what start off being small, when you are being consistent with it over time, it's going to balloon into something that is much bigger. But the difference here is now that you have already built the mental muscle to take on the new habit. And as a result, it is much more sustainable in the long run. Habit number 2 is to set a single goal for a single day. I get that most people want to check off as many things off their to-do list as possible. And it might sound counterintuitive to only set one single goal for every single day. However, setting a single goal could be the smartest thing that you can do for that day. And the reason why is very simple. Your brain just simply cannot take an overload of information and tasks that you have to do for that day. Concentrating and focusing on only one task is a lot more manageable in comparison to having to do 10 tasks, for example. So you can utilize an app such as Serene to help you to get into the zone of only focusing on one thing at a time. So Serene will actually help you to block off all the distractions and to help you to focus your attention and your workflow on that one particular task until you complete it. Another habit that you can install into your life is to break down that big task or that big goal into smaller chunks or smaller tasks. So instead of one big goal that might seem overwhelming, you can break that into multiple tasks, organized into work sessions. Coming back to the same apps, Serene can help you to do that. It can help organize your workflows into multiple work sessions. And in each work session, you just need to focus on one simple task. And because it's simple, you can weave that into your activity and think of it like you are chipping away at this big goal slowly but surely. It is going to lead you to where you want to be. Habit number 4 is to eliminate distractions. According to studies, it will take you 25 minutes every time you get distracted to get back into the same frame of mind. You do not want that to happen to you when you are working on your most important goal, because every distraction is precious time away from your most important tasks and taking you away from the zone. In order to help you to get rid of distractions, what you can do is, first of all, just turn off all the notifications on your phone. Believe me or not, you will survive without the notifications. They are just a constant interruptions that you do not need in your life right now. Have a look at your browser. How many tabs are currently open? Now, I myself have this problem because I tend to open too many tabs and I do not want to close them because I want to be reminded of the unfinished tasks that I have not had the time to come around to. But having too many tabs open at the same time could also be a major distraction, because every time you are working on something, there is this nagging voice that keeps on telling you to look at all the other tabs and to go back at all those unfinished works or business. So in order to help you to manage it better, you can use an extension that is called OneTap. So OneTap is a very effective tool that you can utilize that will help to filter all these tabs into one handy list. And you can even name it under a specific topic name or the date on that day when you save that list. So later on, when you want to come back to this list, you can do so. So that is one handy tip that will help you not only to avoid clutter in your workspace, but also to avoid slowing down your browser by having too many tabs open at the same time. Habit number 5 is to actually schedule breaks into activities. I know that sometimes when you're in a zone, you just want to keep on working at it and you don't feel like you want to stop. However, working for too long a stretch of time without breaking is actually damaging for your productivity. Break is actually essential for productivity. Breaks are not distractions, because our human brains can only work for so long before it gets overwhelmed, before you just stop functioning at your maximum efficiency. So instead of working for hours and hours without taking break, what you can do is you can work in 75 minutes or maximum 90 minutes interval. And after that, you can take, let's say, a 15-minute break. That 15-minute break is crucial in helping you consolidating all the things that you've been working on, that you've been focusing on. The break time is the time when you consolidate on all those important information. So that when you come back to your work, you come back with a new energy, with a new frame of mind, and you can actually be much more effective doing so. Habit number 6 is challenge your limits. And this is probably one of my favorite tips, because when you challenge yourself to get out of your limit or to break free of your limitations in life, that is a time when you're going to grow the most. And I've experienced this time and time again in my life. Let me give you an example. When I was trying to learn Japanese and Chinese, I found out that the best way to do so is to actually go to Japan and to China, where English was not used, where my native language, my mother tongue, was not used over there. And I have no choice but to use only Chinese when I was in China and Japanese when I was in Japan. And in the few months or the 2.5 years when I was in China, I grew so much by leaps and bounds. And it was so productive for me to learn the new language in that short span of time. Whatever goal that you want to accomplish in life, you can similarly apply the same principle. Just challenge your limits, stretch yourself out of a comfort zone, and you're going to find that whenever you get out of your comfort zone, doing the things that are uncomfortable to you, that is a time when you are going to learn the most, that is when you're going to grow the most, and that is a time when you're going to be the most productive ever. And it can apply to anything in your life. Habit number 7 is keep learning and keep improving. This is important. You do not want to be happy or to settle with the status quo. Always challenge what is already good enough. This is the key to being more productive over time. You might be already effective in one area of your life, but constantly challenge yourself. Is there a better way? Is there a more effective way to do the same thing? Having the habit of always learning something new, learning a new way of doing things, could actually make your life more productive in the long run. The late Jim Rohn, who's the biggest personal development guru of all times, he once said this: the books that you read and the people that you meet will basically shape your life. So if you don't meet any new people, you don't read any new books, 5 years from now, you are still the same person that you are today. So let me ask you this question. What books have you been reading lately? What inspiring people have you been meeting lately? What new skills have you been learning or been acquiring lately? This could be the key to productivity. Buy new books, read new books, attend workshops, sign up for online courses and video tutorials, and meet up with new, exciting and inspiring people. All this will help you to become a better person that will in turn help you to become much more productive in life. There you have it. Those are the 7 simple habits that you can instill into your life that will propel you towards a life that is much more productive and a lot more abundant. Which one out of the 7 habits that I've just mentioned is the one that stood out the most for you? Comment down below. I would love to hear from you. And hey, if you have not already done so, do hit that subscribe button and the thumbs up button if you have found value in this video. So I hope that you've enjoyed our time together. Always challenge your limits, whatever areas of life that is. Could be your physical life, mental growth, spiritual growth. It could be your relationships with your loved ones. Whatever areas of life it is, create that best version that you can be. And in the end, that will in turn help you to change the world. Until we meet again in our next video, take care and I'll see you soon.